My name is Shanae Calhoun, and I am your transformative leadership coach. One of the most sought out development opportunities that you'll find among C-suite leaders is the ability to coach and mentor their team. There are 3 ways that executive leaders can press in and really build a culture of coaching and mentorship. And that is establishing trust and building relationships, empowering and developing the skills that your team members have, and finally, encouraging leadership and growth through taking on more work and more projects. A big part of this is delegation. And for this video, I want to zero in on the complexities of the practical components of delegating to team members. Let's be honest, it can be nerve-wracking to think about what you want to delegate to team members and how you want to delegate to team members. Are you hesitating to delegate projects and work to your team members? I think your hesitation comes down to 2 things: a lack of trust and fear of losing control. Dr. Sam Chan says it best in his Leadership Institute. Executive leaders often find themselves in a serious dilemma. You could do it all yourself, but that's too much work. You could hire it out, but that's too much money. You could develop leaders, but that's too much time. So what are you gonna do? I think it's time to get over the hesitation of delegation. I want to submit to you that while your team members need development and are showing areas of growth that need attention, there's also a component of this that you have control over. Chances are you're feeling a lack of trust. Chances are you are fearful of losing control. And so there are some steps that you can take to deal with your own hesitation and barrier to delegating before you then work with your team member on their development. Do you lack trust on your team? You may hesitate to delegate because you're unsure that your team members have the ability to carry the work. This can stem from past experiences where things didn't go well. It could stem from a lack of familiarity with your team members' abilities. And so a couple steps you can take to overcome this lack of trust is to, number 1, lead by example in your work now so that you can feel more comfortable about delegating in the future. And secondly, get out there in the field with your team, shadow their work and coach them on the spot so that as you begin to see development, you will see opportunities where you can delegate to that team member. Dealing with lack of trust proactively by spending more time with your team is the way to overcome that lack of trust that's keeping you from delegating more work to them. Are you fearful of losing control in your organization? I'm with you. I've been there before. Sometimes it feels like delegating means that you have less control over the quality of the work, the content, the finished product. And guess what? That is true. But strong, transformative leaders create space for their team members to take chances. I remember as a child, not always having room to make a mistake or to mess up because I grew up in a culture of excellence and perfection and being polished. And a lot of us carry that into our work today. So I want to tell you that a lot of your comfort in delegating to your team is going to have to come with a culture change of making room for people to fail or to do subpar work as a part of their growth and development. I guarantee you there are many projects and tasks that may not score 5 out of 5 stars, but they are still good work and it will create an opportunity for learning, growth, and development on your team. So when it comes down to it, there are things that you can do, that you can initiate with your team that will address the lack of trust and the fear of losing control. It's up to you to create an environment where team members grow and develop so that you all have ownership over your work and so that you can free up your time to do what executive leaders need to do, and that is building a healthy organization.